Has your health been covered up? Today, it's Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson, presented to you by Infinity Whole Health.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson, and today on Revealing Wholeness, I'm excited to start our series on brain toughness or mental toughness. And today's is called Giving and Receiving, and how they're actually one in nature. And I want to talk about giving and receiving. Some of you feel that, if in this world we look at, I hand you a $20 bill out of my wallet, I no longer have that $20 bill. And so it seems like giving is not receiving. I didn't receive anything for that. But in this world, we can't technically take anything with us. So everything here we're actually borrowing, if you will. And so we don't own it. If you actually owned something in this place, in our world, let's say that you had a Ferrari, and it was a nice brand spanking new red Ferrari, and you put it in the New York Bronx with the windows down, doors open, hatch up, the hood up, and you just left it there. If you actually owned it, I mean, it was yours, that nobody could ever take it from you, kind of owning, which is a part of you, then you could walk back there 5, 6, 8 months, a year and a half later, and it would still look just like you left it without anybody touching it. And we know that in this day and in this world, nothing's tied down. Everything can be taken or removed. And you know, we don't leave this place with a U-Haul hooked behind a hearse. It just doesn't work that way. So from that standpoint, the world's idea of giving and receiving is a bit altered because they're thinking in the terms of monetary things or material things. And I'm going to have you go through an exercise. I've taught a couple of clients this in the last week or two, and really to get this idea that when we have a lot of hurts inside, when we seem to be rocked to and fro, and the waves of the world are throwing us up and down and back and forth, and there's no stability, we're going to start gaining some stability and mental toughness by understanding where truth comes from. And so part of that is this exercise today. So for some of you that may be driving right now listening to this, I definitely want you thinking about where you're going to pull over soon, because I'm going to ask you to go through an exercise with your eyes closed for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute max. You can be on your way. And if you've got weird thoughts going through, like, well, I don't want to sit there with my car running, I mean, there's gas mileage there, or I don't want to sit on the side of the road, people think I'm weird, shelve those thoughts, because you know that's part of the mind that we don't necessarily want to listen to a lot. That's the lacking mind. And so when we start thinking about giving and receiving, I want to do some real solid work in that direction. And so instead of working on something really difficult right now, I want to start you out on something a little bit more easy. So I want you to think about somebody in your life who you care about and who you value and typically treats you quite well. And so in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and you're going to imagine that person sitting there, and then we're going to give them a gift. And so we're going to give them a gift of whether it's peace, whether it's love, whether it's joy, and we're going to watch their reaction. And so I'm going to give you a space or a moment right now to go ahead and pause and begin to think about that person. But before you pause, get set right now, start thinking about that person and kind of see them in your mind's eye pretty clearly. Now what I want to have you do is go ahead and give them that gift that you want to give them, that immense joy, and watch their reaction. Go ahead. Now I want you to imagine, or at least feel inside what you felt when you gave that person that gift. Like right now, even for that split second, I can absolutely see the gift that I gave that person. I can see the love well up in me. And so as I saw the gift of love I gave them, I immediately received that same gift. And so this is something I want you practicing over and over and over until it becomes automatic. If you need peace in your life, then you need to give people peace, whether it's in your mind's eye or literally. And those are the only gifts of value that keep on going for eternity, if you will. Love, peace, joy, do that. So give somebody today the gift of joy from your mind's eye, the gift of love from your mind's eye, the gift of peace from your mind's eye. When you're good at that, I want you now thinking of somebody who is not necessarily very kind from you. We would call them, our sacred friend that is really trying to push us in an area that is tough for us to let go of. Sometimes children will certainly test us by, hey, I really didn't care that you keyed my brand new car accidentally with your bicycle handle. We come unglued on things because they're material things, and we tend to get sidetracked in our mind about what's really important, and we tend to damage people for mistakes they've made, even though it's usually not their intention to be cruel or mean to us. And so as we begin to build this mental toughness, we now have a environment inside that becomes imperturbable. Our whole goal is, how do we get to this idea of imperturbability within us where we are stable and the storms of life never throw us to and fro? It's okay. We don't even actually see them as storms. They just are. And so this practice of mental toughness, of giving gifts, giving true gifts, becomes something I want you to begin that process of, and watch it grow in your life. Watch the amount of love within you actually grow. Watch the amount of peace within you actually grow. Watch the amount of joy within you grow. And then you're not dependent on those external things that seem to always take us away from the peace of mind that we so desire and so want. So until next time, practice these things, and I can't wait to give you the next piece of mental toughness. And until then, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness.
This concludes another episode of Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson. If you have any questions concerning this podcast or others, you can reach Dr. Munson by email at chiroman, that's CHIRO man, @dr.com. Or you can call him at his office during office operation hours at 360-893-8586. This show is sponsored by Infinity Whole Health on the Disruptors Podcast Network.
The information on this podcast from Dr. Troy Munson is meant to educate the listener on a variety of health issues. It is not meant to diagnose or treat any conditions.